Good evening, everybody. We are so glad you're here. We have so much great information that we want to share with you tonight. I'm Christina Campbell, and I have partnered with two other fabulous leaders in Young Living, Dana Christensen. Dana, you're a gold, right?
Yes, I'm a gold.
And we've got Sandy Rausch. And Sandy, I believe you're a gold as well.
Yes.
So, wow, we've just got a golden training for you tonight. And people are still coming on, and we're just so grateful. So, tonight we're going to cover a few things. We're going to cover myths about network marketing, because I think there are a lot of myths out there. We're going to cover what we call the 40-40-40, which is we're going to talk about how most people, if you're not retired already, how most people end up having to do a 9-to-5 job, working for somebody else. You have to leave the house every morning. You have to be there at a certain time, and you're actually trading time for a paycheck. We want to talk about an alternative. There are only so many hours in a day with a regular job. And basically, we have had regular jobs. So we want you to know why we, the three of us, have decided to do Young Living as a business. Now, when I first got into Young Living, I was working it wasn't 9 to 5, it was 7:30 to 5 job, because we didn't get paid for lunch. And I was a government contractor, and it's not that I hated my job, I just hated working for somebody else. And all I wanted to do was work for myself. And for some reason, I didn't think I could do it. So I asked my husband, I said, Kenneth, do you think I could do this Young Living thing as a business? And he said, sweetheart, you can do anything that you put your mind to. So that's what I did. I worked my business and I worked my day job until I made enough money that I could stop my day job. And I've been working for myself 100% since I was 55 years old. That was 12 years ago. Don't do the math. I'm just saying. Dana as well, she's been a business owner over the years. Dana, explain to us why you do Young Living as a business.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I have been in almost every type of business model. I worked at a bank as a loan secretary and didn't get promoted because I didn't have enough, I didn't have a degree. And so that was frustrating. So I got out of that. And then I went into sales in the car industry, in the finance department. And that was great, but I was 6 days a week and it was just so much work. And I thought, well, let's just do our own business. So I had a brick and mortar store where we owned for 11 years. We did auto and truck accessories. And then I unlocked the door and locked the door every day, 6 days a week for 11 years. And I had gotten into Young Living right before the end of that time. And I would get nauseous when I'd pull up to work every morning. So I knew it was time for me to leave. And I told God, I said, I know that I'm supposed to be doing oils and I'm not supposed to be here. And I need you to get me out of this business. And I was able to sell my business, 2 businesses, and for over $500,000. And I didn't even own real estate. And that was because I was using abundance oil. So at any rate, that allowed me to go into Young Living full time. And I did. First month, my check was like $600, I think.
Whoa.
And I was executive within 2 years, and silver 2 years after that, and gold 3 years after that. So here I am working on platinum, and got a lot of momentum going. And like you, I couldn't stand the thought of working for somebody else. It just, and even having my own business. I was still chained to the customer. I was working for the customer 6 days a week. And with Young Living, my husband had surgery last month. I was able to take off, or in February, I took off a whole month and just supported him. And my paycheck was the same. So it's amazing, guys. And I wish everyone could understand the freedom that you can have, but you have to be disciplined when you do work. So
Wow,
yeah.
thanks, Dana. And I know that Sandy was a professional for many, many years. In fact, she recently retired. Sandy, share your story.
Well, thank you, Christina. And I just want to say good evening, everyone. And I'm super grateful to be here and working with my two dear friends here. Yeah, I had a full-time executive career with the government, with the Postal Service. And it was a job that I truly loved because I was of service to the public. And it was a job that took me to places that I would have never gone before. And when I got into Young Living, I got into it because I needed help with stress reduction to keep myself healthy and well. So with my 60-hour-a-week job, I was using oils like crazy, and I figured out a way to actually keep myself very balanced. And the people that got me into Young Living knew that what I was doing, and they kept telling me, Sandy, you just need to keep using the oils, be a product of the product, because people are going to ask you what you're doing. And that was happening at work, unfortunately, where I couldn't share because that was conflict of interest. So my sharing didn't happen for probably 5 years after I got into Young Living. And then I had to do it outside of my workplace. And so it was a little challenge for me, but I actually became sober while I was still working. And I could see Young Living as being a residual income for me after I retired, which when you're retired, you're on a fixed income. So a lot of people have to go find another job after they retired because they don't want to they sometimes don't make enough to keep their standard of living up. For me, I could see Young Living fill in that gap, and it did it very well. And through all of this, I have been so grateful I can work from home. I retired, I guess, 2 years ago now, a little more than 2 years ago. And my income has more than kept me at a level of my lifestyle that I'm very happy with. But through all of this, I'm not going to call it craziness, but the different things that we've had to endure the last few months, working at home has been such a blessing because my paychecks did not go down either. My group actually, my team expanded, our overall group volume went up, and it was just a blessing. So I would just say that all of the different things that I learned about network marketing, you're going to learn that there's not necessarily the things that you heard about. It's so much better than what I could have possibly imagined. So I'm going to turn it back over to Christina, and we'll fill you in more later.
Well, thank you so much, Sandy, for sharing that. And the fact is if we can do it, we're just normal, everyday human beings. Then I know that you can totally do it. How do you think I know that? Because you're here. That is the thing. You have an open mind. You are eager for change. So let's get this freedom party started. Whoops. Whoa. Okay. Sandy.
Okay. So we have given you that, and I'm going to tell you right now that I'm going to promise you that we're going to share the secret to being able to build a legacy. But first, I want to talk about the linear income that Christina mentioned earlier, the 40-40-40 concept. And this is where you work 40 hours a week, and at the rate of about $20 an hour, you earn about $40,000 a year. And you're going to retire at 40% of that. So how does that sound to you? Now, many of us are making more than $20 an hour. I get it. But for the most part, that's the 40-40 concept. It means that if you work 8 hours a day and make $20 an hour, you're going to make $160 a day. So in this example, you have traded your time and received a paycheck for 5 days a week. And so at that rate, you're going to earn around $40,000 for the year. There are only so many days and so many hours that you can work and make money this way. Now, if you subtract your weekends and your holidays, you're going to work about 250 days a year. How does that sound to you? So take your daily income of $160 and multiply that by 250 work days. You're going to get around $40,000 a year. Now, you may be able to pick up some overtime now and then, and you could get a second job. But again, you're going to be trading your work hours for money, working for someone else. To me, I knew when I retired, I did not want to keep working for somebody else. I wanted to work for me. I wanted to be my own boss. And so if you or your spouse are currently in a job that gives you linear income, why don't you get in the chat box and say, that's me, I'm a workhorse. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Dana, and she's going to tell you a little bit about more things about income.
There's a lot of things that are unpredictable that could affect your ability to earn your money while you're working for someone else. And you could, if you call in sick, a lot of people don't have sick pay. You know, some jobs do, but a lot of them, probably most of them don't. And what if you're injured and unable to work? I have a lot of friends who are massage therapists, and heaven forbid they have to have surgery or break their arm or something. That has happened. Even one of my chiropractic friends. I mean, having a residual income to supplement when something like that happens is super important. Another thing, like my husband had to have surgery on his foot in February, and he was literally bedridden for 3 months, or 3 weeks, sorry. It felt like 3 months. Does that count? So anyway, it's so important to not have that interruption in income, especially when you may need even more money to support yourself while you're sick or out of work. And heaven forbid there's a death and one of the people providing in your family is passed away, or you can get laid off. I mean, a lot of companies just all of a sudden out of the blue go under. And so this is our kind of an insurance policy, and you can start building it now. And what if it takes you 10 years? So what? What are you doing for the next 10 years, right? You're going to be doing something. You know, you can be watching This Is Us on Tuesdays, or you can be building your business and joining us on Zoom calls. So it's that easy. I'll take it back to you, Chris.
Okay, well, and I wanted to mention, Dana, about death. I mean, my mother passed away in August of 2018, and I honestly was going through, you know, the grieving process, and I didn't want to work my business. And I didn't work my business for 6 months. But the beautiful thing about it was that I never missed a paycheck. Once you build this residual income, and that's what I'm going to talk about. Once you build residual income, you do that action one time, and then you get paid on it time and time again. Or you might get paid off of other people's efforts. I used to say, you know, I get paid when I'm sleeping, because there may be people, I have people in the United Kingdom, we have people off the coast of France in our organization. It's their daytime. They're working when I'm sleeping, and I'm sleeping when they're, and I'm working when they're sleeping. And so you will get paid on other people's efforts if you teach them right. And that's why we're out here teaching, so that you can learn what residual income is. Think about your 5-year plan. Where do you want to be in 5 years? And what do you want your family's income to be? You can literally set your income. So like when I was working as a government contractor, we got annual raises. And the average annual raise is about 3%. This means that if you're getting 3% every year, you're going to increase your annual income by 15% in 5 years. right? Does that sound great to you? Or would you really like more than that? Because the cost of living goes up between 1.5% and 3% a year as well. So you're not really getting ahead. It's like you move 2 steps forward and go 1 step back, move 3 steps forward and move 2 steps back. Do you want to be able to work hard and have your paycheck reflect your efforts without any cap? And that's the beautiful thing about network marketing, is that there is no cap. You are the CEO of your own business. You decide how much do I want to work and how much money do I want to make. Now, I will tell you that you need to be a self-motivator. And I think somebody already mentioned it, maybe Sandy. You cannot procrastinate. If you want this bad enough, you will do what it takes to get there. All 3 of us know that, because the 3 of us are in a very comfortable spot. We would never have to work another day in our lives. And oh, by the way, you still get Social Security at retirement. You know, that's pretty cool. So here's a fun, well, maybe not so fun example. If you were making $40,000 a year, but you wanted to make $100,000 a year, and you were on track to get that 3% raise every year, do you know how long it would take you to hit 100,000? It would take 31 years to hit 100,000. I'm not willing to wait that long. And hopefully you're not either. So there are many different ways to generate residual income. We're going to talk about a couple of them. Because Young Living isn't the only way. You can, I remember I got some insurance from somebody, and she said that my buying insurance from her, she would get residual income even after she retired, because those insurance policies pay a little bit. Well, rental properties do the same thing. You can purchase a home or an apartment complex, and you can earn rent on that. But the problem with that is that this takes capital to get started. You have to be able to come up with the money to buy the rental property. And then I think it would be a nightmare, because what if you got some bad renters in there and they trash the place? Now you've got to, go in there and redo it. But of course, that's a tax deduction, but it just seems like more trouble than I'm willing to put in there. You can write a book. This is a good thing. It takes a little bit of talent to write a book, and it takes time. You could write 3 books before one gets picked up for publication. Or you could write a book and never get picked up. This is the risk that you have to take. But once that book got picked up, you'd get royalties on it, and that's residual income. You could also get paid from the other people's, like the insurance business that I was talking about, somebody who sells insurance. However, a lot of times you need to have significant capital to rent an office or to hire, a team, an insurance team. So there's a lot of overhead, and you have to actually give that back when you die. So I don't know. I think I'd rather just build a network marketing business. And I think that's where we should go with this. This is when you sell a product through a company and you generate income from the efforts of others who are doing the same thing under you. One of the most amazing things about network marketing for me is that it requires very little investment up front. I remember when I got in 21 years ago, it cost me $5 to become a wholesale member. Now I had to spend some money. I spent about $85, I think, on my first order. So I spent all of $90, which is about half of what we're paying now. But I'm talking $100 to $200 to get your business up and running, compared to $100,000 to $3 million, like the other, like a insurance company or rental property, or like I was talking before. So remember that 3%. Remember that 3% we talked about? If you're putting in the effort and treating your business like a business, you can easily increase your Young Living paycheck by 3% a month. 3% a month. Multiply that by 12 months. Well, if I multiply it by 10 months, that's 30% raise in 10 months. That's what we want. So I also want to recommend at this point, if you have YouTube, go out on YouTube after, our class and look up Rise of the Entrepreneur by Eric Worre. Worre is spelled Worre. And just as soon as Sandy starts on the next slide, I'll write that down in the chat box for you. All right, Sandy.
Okay. Thank you, Christina. So we have heard, when you're talking about network marketing, we have heard a lot, and I shouldn't say a lot, but sometimes you hear negative feedback about, is that a multi-level marketing company? Somebody will ask you, and you need to be honest. You need to say yes. And I say it, knowing what I know now, I say it, yes, it is, because I get excited about that. And we're going to talk about a few myths, and we're going to debunk those myths right now. So when somebody says, well, that's a pyramid scheme, that's illegal, folks. A pyramid scheme is illegal. It is not a pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes ask you to invest your money up front to be in the group, to be in the corporation. They basically use your money and then use you to recruit others to put their money in also, without any actual sale of products or services. So we are not, and far from, a pyramid scheme. A network marketing company is a multi-level marketing system for distributing products to consumers. You typically get your business started by ordering a box of products to use personally, so you could learn about them and become a product of the product. You build personal testimonies, and then you share those testimonies with other people, and you share them with your friends, and sometimes make recommendations, just like when you recommend a good restaurant to somebody, or you recommend a piece of clothing or a pair of boots to somebody. This is very legal, and it is super effective when it comes to selling our products and services, because they work. We've got some of the best products on the market, and I am super proud to be a Young Living distributor, and I'm not part of a pyramid scheme. I am a multi-level marketing company. And now I'm going to turn it over to Dana, who's going to give you another myth and debunk.
Another myth that is real common is that people think that they can't be successful because they don't have a lot of friends. And the beauty of network marketing is that you don't need a lot of friends. It isn't about how many people that you know. It is about knowing the people that know other people. It becomes a team effort and a community, and it's amazing. Another common thing I hear about is that I don't want to sell to my friends. You may think that selling is a bad thing because of some common stereotypes that go along with salesmen, so you may not want to feel like that, but you sell to your friends all the time. When you go out to try a new restaurant and you go tell your friends, oh my gosh, you got to go here. I mean, you sell them on the idea of going to that restaurant or a movie or a book. And if you feel guilty about making money off your friends, I want to share a scenario that will help you shift your mindset possibly, and it'll actually get your friends to want to support you. Let's just say that you go to a restaurant and your friend is a server. Would you go there and say, hey, I don't want to sit in Sandy's section? Of course not. I want Sandy to wait on me. And so you're going to want Sandy to wait on you. And then am I not going to give her a tip because we're friends? No, I'm going to give her probably a double tip because I love her and I want to see her be successful. And I know that she's going to give me great service. So, I mean, the idea that you have to have a ton of friends to do this business is just, no, that's not, it's a myth. It's a myth, guys. So yeah, so I hope that I've helped you debunk that myth, and let's go to another one, Sandy.
Well, I was just going to add to that one because I was just want to add to that one that a lot of people think that, you know, you got to have family that want to get in on this. I have 0 people in my family in my downline. Nobody wants to do or wants anything to do with what I'm doing. So I come from a family that doesn't necessarily think network marketing is the way to go. We've all worked. I have to say I have a lot of entrepreneurs in my family. They own their own businesses. But for the most part, we've all been hourly workers and worked for somebody else. So myth number 3 is I can't be successful because I'm not an extrovert. Being successful at this business isn't about being outgoing. There is a lot of ways to share. Do you feel comfortable talking to your friends? Of course you do. You talk to them all the time, and you probably are talking about things that you're recommending, or they're telling you things that they're recommending. So how about asking them how are they doing and helping them in times of their need, which to me, that is the biggest blessing of Young Living, is that I'm helping people. And I don't care if somebody asks me for help or if they need something. I am so grateful and happy to be able to help people. So I'm assuming you're shaking your head yes at this point. Then you will be great at this, because if you like helping people, you are going to really love being a Young Living network marketer. If you care about others and you like to help others you love, then you're going to be very successful at this. And that is how I have built my entire business, is through other people, and people I did not know are on my first line. I don't have family members on my first line. I don't have any close friends on my first line. They're all people that I met somewhere, like usually at a vendor event or some kind of a sometimes at a community event. I belong to a lot of different groups because that I need to have exposure, which I haven't had that in the past. So that is how I share, is through people that I don't even know. And it's usually because they want to know what I'm doing. It's a group of entrepreneurs that we all support each other and help each other, and we want to know what each other's doing. So I'm going to turn, let's see. Okay, Dana, you're going to do myth number 4.
Yeah, so myth number 4, people sometimes think I can't be successful because I don't know how to sell anything. Let me tell you that selling is about communicating effectively. And of course you don't know how to sell. That is a skill that you learn. And you would only know that if you had a job working as a salesperson and where you had been trained properly. I worked as a salesperson and hadn't been trained properly, so I wasn't a very good one, and that was not a very fun job for me. Thank goodness I was only 16, so and it didn't beat me down. But you shouldn't expect to know how to sell if you've never been trained. So you learn. The training is easy, but the most important thing is about having a genuine connection with somebody, find what their needs are through conversation, and then matching up a solution for their needs. That's it. That's what selling is. And I sell things to my husband all the time, like the fact that we should have, vegetable soup for dinner instead of steak. So, you really are selling all the time and just don't really know it. You're just more comfortable in some situations than others. So yeah, I hope that helps debunk that myth that you don't know how to sell anything. You really do. You just don't call it that. So myth number 5, we'll go back to Sandy.
Okay, I don't have time to build a network marketing business. This is my favorite myth because, like I said, I had about a 55, 60 hour a week executive position, and I had over 150 employees working for me. And I have to tell you, I built myself to silver while I had that job. And it was a job, even though I consider it was an executive position. It felt like a job many times because I had to show up every day to work. And I probably at the most was able to put in an hour on my lunch hour making phone calls or just connecting with somebody by text message. And then on the weekends, I would usually do some kind of a vendor event. So I would say at the most, while I was working, I was putting in probably about 10 to 12 hours a week into my Young Living business. And I built myself to silver, just doing 12 hours a week. So it is totally possible. When you're with people, be intentional about connecting. This business is not a sales business. It's not about selling products. It's about relationships. It is a relationship business. When you create relationships with people, you're going to find out what they need. When you're spending time with people, ask more questions to find out what's really going on in their lives. And it's really a way for you to connect at a level that you've never connected with before. There's also a lot of resources available to help you save time. So I was able to really do a lot of time management and really map out what I was doing with my Young Living business. And I didn't get real particular about it, but there were days that as I was getting more and more people on my team, and by the way, I didn't put all the people I have on my team members put their friends and their family on my team. So that's what really creates synergy, is when you're connecting with your frontline people and really connecting them and creating relationships, they're gonna figure out that that's what they need to do with other people as well. So I'm going to turn the next one over to Dana's got myth number 6.
All right, so number 6 is I don't have a special degree, so people won't trust me. Listen, people will listen to you because you're awesome and you care about them. That's it. You have to have life experience and your own product experience. So, if somebody has a headache and you have had headaches and you have used something for your headache and you share it with them and it works for them too, now they trust you. They know, like, and trust you because, anybody that helps, it's just like the lion that had a thorn in his foot and then wasn't it a mouse that helped him get it out? Yeah. And then, so they become great friends. So it doesn't really matter if you don't have a degree. I don't have a degree. I have gotten a lot of different kinds of education, but I don't have a degree, and I'm very successful in Young Living. And so people will listen to you. And another thing, you don't have to know everything. People think I've got to memorize the entire reference guide. No, you don't. All you have to do is know how to find things in the book and how to get someone else their own book so they can look it up. And, really just answer when people have questions, be available and, educate them on how to find their own answers. So yeah, that's it. You don't have to have a degree. All right. I think we have more myths, Sandy.
We do. Okay. So this kind of backpacks onto what Jana just said. I'll have to learn everything about the products before I can start sharing. And that is just not true. For the most part, some of us really dig in and learn a lot the first few weeks and months maybe. We learn a lot about the products that we have on hand by using them. That is the big thing. Open those bottles of oil up. The first thing you do, open every single one of them up and learn one thing about that oil. And that's all you need to know. When you have a desk reference, that's the other part of this. Everybody knows how to read. Just look up the issue, and all you need are a few personal experiences so you can share them with everyone. Trust me, if you are a walking encyclopedia, no one will think that they can do this and that they can't do it. That is exactly what you don't want, because this is when you are able to look something up in a book, you are demonstrating to people that this is super duplicatable. I don't know much. I just go to my book and look it up. so they can see how easy it is to share with someone. Anyone can say, oh my gosh, I've been drinking an ounce of this juice every morning and I feel so energized. What am I talking about? Red. I say that all the time with people. You are not going to believe how powerful this juice is. It's life-changing. And every morning I have my 2 ounces because it energizes me and it is super good for my body. So being a product of the product is all it takes. You don't need to educate yourself for months, have a lot of certifications to share and start your business. I'm going to turn it over to Dana.
All right. It's a get rich quick scheme, and it's not. I'll be honest, building this business to the point where you can replace your regular job income takes time. It could take 1, 2, 3 years, maybe 10 years. But you know what? You can easily start with 30 or 60 minutes a day. I'm sure that that's what I did at first. And while you continue to work your day job, so in the first month, you could easily pay for your groceries or your gas. How far you take it is up to you. You know, some people have done it in 2 years all the way to the top, and then some people take 20 years, and it's really okay. It's not going to go backwards just because you don't spend as much time on it as other times. That's the beauty of it. You can just pick it back up when you get time. If you need to take a month off, you've got family stuff. Right now so I haven't been able to focus on my business as much as I'd want to. But it's not a get rich quick scheme, but it is worth it in the end if you stick with it. So I'm going to send it on back to Christina.
All right, I want to talk to you about the benefits, because now that you've moved your limiting beliefs, the limiting beliefs out of the way, I want to show you all the goodness in it, right? So we've gotten all those myths out. You know that this isn't a pyramid scheme. You know that you can talk to people just like you would share a good movie. So let's just look at all these benefits. It's a business. It is the business of today, and it can be the answer to all of your problems. Did you know that Young Living has a willable, it's like a clause. So if you build a business, like I built my business right now to just about diamond. And so we do quite a bit of volume. If something were to happen to me, I can will this to another family member. And whether they worked it or not, they would continue to get my residual income, what I built, for the rest of their life. And they can will it to somebody if they choose to. If you're going to work hard to build a business, you better make sure that you can leave it to a family member when you're gone. I could leave it to Kenneth, my husband, if something happened to me, and he would have my income regardless if I was here or not. That's really something. Another great benefit is a flexible schedule and that you can work from anywhere. One of the things that Kenneth and I like to do is we have a fifth wheel RV, and we like to take it and sit at the lake. And as long as I got Wi-Fi, I can connect with my people. I can keep posting on my social media, letting them know that we're having events coming up or trainings coming up or whatever. And the beauty of it is when I'm in a RV park, I'm meeting people that I never knew before. So it's great. You can drive up to, visit your old home or your old school, and you're going to see old friends, and you can still work your business. Another great benefit is that this is true financial freedom. And as we talked about residual income, I think you got that, that understanding. This really is true financial freedom. The ability to pay off your debt and to continue to build on what you already have. If you work hard and you stay consistent, you could literally get a raise every single month. Another benefit is there is no better time than now to start building a network marketing business. Many people have said to me, well, Christina, you've been in this business for 21 years. And you said that Young Living was only 25 years old. So you got in at the ground floor. We're always at the ground floor with Young Living, or there are a couple, another kind of thing that I've heard. There are a couple of Young Living leaders in my area, and the market up here is just saturated. Until we get Young Living oils in every single home, that market is not saturated, and we are still on the ground floor. The fact of the matter is that people are being born every day. There are babies being born that need these oils. There is no better time to do a network marketing business than now. Another thing that's really shifting is that people are buying, they're buying and having their stuff delivered. They're not going and shopping in the stores anymore. So what better time? You have a company that's going to ship their stuff to them, just like if you were Amazon. And I'm really excited to see what Young Living has in store for us as far as shipping is concerned come convention time next week. Another thing is that there's great job security. How secure is your job? Did you get laid off during COVID? Because that's scary, isn't it? Now, I think many of you were able to get unemployment for that period of time, but it's still, you just never know. Nothing is 100% out there, especially in the times that we're living in. So why having a multiple source of income is smart is almost like a no-brainer. If you can have that second little bit of income because you're building your business on the side, then if something happens, you're set. You're absolutely set. Young Living is a health and wellness company. So what does that have to do with job security? It is statistically proven that today people are spending their money on traveling, on business experiences, and on health and wellness. Those are statistics. With your Young Living business, you're going to be providing the health and wellness that people are looking for through the Young Living products. I'm going to give you an example. This is funny. So one of my goals was to redo my garage, and I got my granddaughter and her son and his parents were willing to help. And his father-in-law, his stepfather-in-law, was helping get a great big cabinet up into the U-Haul where we were going to store it while I was getting my garage floor done. And it tipped and fell, and he hurt his shoulder. So immediately he says, hey, do you guys have any ibuprofen? And I said, oh, we don't use that. But let me run in the house real quick and get you some CBD muscle rub. And he kind of, okay, well, whatever you got, because this is really hurting. I think I already have a tore rotator cuff, so now it's really in pain. I got him that muscle rub, and within seconds, I'm telling you, within seconds, he was like, oh my gosh, this stuff is amazing. Well, that was an opportunity to tell them about the CBD startup premium starter kit. And sure enough, they got the $1,000, 1,000 milligram muscle rub and the rest of the kit. And now they're members in Young Living. So it is about health and wellness. And as we become, again, product of the product, and we tell people, oh, I don't use Aleve or ibuprofen or aspirin or whatever. What I use is oils or CBD rub or CBD. They'll listen, because you know what? They don't want to be on those things either. Another thing that's a real benefit is the relationships. We wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't for Dana and Sandy. And we have become very, very close because at 9:15 every morning, we have a great call. It's our accountability call. And even though they're not in my organization, I love them dearly because it was Young Living that brought us together. And I will tell you that 21 years of working this business, The people that are my closest friends are the people that are in Young Living with me. This is truly my family. Another thing is it gives us a rewarding life. I'm not, I mean, Young Living has just given us so much. We got a free trip to Ireland. We got a free cruise on the Mediterranean, 10 days on the Mediterranean. We've gotten other cruises with them in the Caribbean. But that's great. I just think that's awesome. On the retreats, they pay for you to get there, and they fly you there, they fly you back, they give you a bunch of product. It's great. But what's really a benefit is helping others. If you have a heart like the three of us, all we want to do is help others. I want to help others with health and wellness, but I also want to help people make enough money that they can do the things that they want, that they can go on trips, they can remodel their garage, they can build a new house like Dana's doing, they can, buy a new car if they need it. But that is a rewarding life. There's a saying that says it's a giver's gain. And I don't give to gain, but every time we give, God blesses us. And that's what I have found to be true with Young Living. This truly is a rewarding life. And I am so, so grateful that I'm a part of this. All right, Dana, you better take it from here before I start crying.
I agree. I agree with everything you said. Exactly. The relationships are phenomenal, but it just takes one step to get started, guys. Okay, maybe it takes two, but first you have to say yes. You have to say yes to yourself. You're worth it. You have to say yes to the opportunity to work. These are your dreams, and no matter how big or small they are. I've had people that just had, I just want to make a car payment, or I just want to be able to help with the expenses each month. That was all they wanted. But then other people, they want a new home. It's your dream, and you have to say yes to it. You deserve more, and you deserve the life that you want. God wouldn't give you these inspirations and these dreams if it wasn't something that would be available to you. We don't tease our children with something that we're not actually going to give them, or I don't. Anyway, and the second step to getting started to your own business is to order a Young Living Premium Starter Kit. And we're going to talk more about that in a few minutes. So let's see. I'm going to send it over to Sandy now.
Okay, thanks, Dana. As you can see, the average startup for a large business is crazy amounts of debt and large money. Look at, for an apartment complex, it's $3 million. For a swim school, it's $2 million. For a restaurant, it's $300,000 to $1 million. Small businesses, if you wanted to open a mom and pop shop somewhere, a coffee shop is between $80,000 and $250,000. Clothing boutiques, again, $50,000 to $150,000. These are people put themselves in great deal of debt to start up their own business. A multi-level marketing boutique is $5,000 to $10,000. For us, what a blessing. It cost $165. For me, when I think it was a whole lot less than that when I got in, because I didn't get the premium starter kit when I got in was a bottle of lavender, a bottle of peppermint, and a coupon for $40 off your diffuser. That was my starter kit. And then I bought a everyday oils kit to go with that, but it was like $40 to initial startup fee. And the blessing of that was not only that I got 24% off anything I bought, I got wholesale costs for everything I bought, but I actually had a little baby business if I wanted to do it. And we so are looking today for people to work with. Your little baby business can be businesses like ours, because it just takes heart. So your Young Living business costs you now $165 for a starter kit, or if you so choose, you can get a kit that costs, I think, $35 now if you were wanting to just buy other products if you didn't really want a starter kit. But we encourage the starter kit because you know why? You save so much money. It's $165 and you've got over $400 in product, and you have a baby business if you want to hold on to it and grow it. So remember, it's okay to want more. It's okay to dream more for you and your family. You get one life. Are you living it the way you want? So we are going to continue on with another segment of the business building here. And that is going to be called the Young Living Business Opportunity. So we're going to go in another direction. This was basically how the basics of multi-level marketing, because many people get into this and they don't understand that what multi-level marketing is. You need to be proud when you take this on and you decide to do this. I am a multi-level marketing executive, and I'm good at it. And you don't get good at it coming out of the gate. Trust me. It takes work and it takes heart, and you have to be coachable. Learning how to do this is very important, and just the want to do it will take you far. So I'm going to let Christina change out slides here, and we will be right back with you. So go grab yourself a glass of water or a cup of coffee, and we'll be right back with you. But I think she's already got it up. You're good, Christina.
Yeah, Dana's got this part. What business model does Young Living follow?
Okay, well, Young Living is considered a network marketing company, just like we were talking about earlier. Network marketing is when you sell a product or service through a company and generate an income from the efforts of others and who are doing the same thing underneath you as that's what we call our business. Instead of Young Living pouring tons of money into advertising campaigns, they instead put their advertising budget into paying distributors to pass the word on to each other. And there's really, the products are priced the same. The money is just budgeted different. They don't have that great big, marketing budget because they don't need it, because we're doing all the work for them. And you're not required to keep inventory on hand. This is so huge, guys. I've had retail businesses and I had to keep inventory on hand, and and inevitably wouldn't have what somebody needed, and it was horrible. So you're simply spreading the word about the wellness products that you already know and love, and you're connecting those people to Young Living directly, and then they take it from there. You help them purchase their starter kit just like you did in the beginning of your membership if you're already a member. And then whenever those people place orders or help other people enroll, you earn an income, and then just keep multiplying that by however many people and however long you've done it. It's really that simple. And we are not like other MLMs. Like if you had, I was in Mary Kay once, and Mary Kay required me I had to put in, I think, a $500 order. And I had to guess what colors of foundation I was going to need, and what packages of skincare I was going to need. Were I going to need people with combination skin or oily skin, or oh my gosh. And then I just had a little baby, my first little baby, and I had all these products. I think I had $2,000 in inventory when I finally said, I waved the white flag and I said, this is not going to work. But at any rate, Young Living is nothing like that. I order what I need each month, and then I help other people order what they need each month, and that's it. It's beautiful. And so I do have a lot of inventory because I got all the free stuff that Young Living gives me, because I figured out how to maximize my free stuff each month. And I get almost as much free stuff as what I pay for. So I do have some inventory, but it's not because I bought it. So it's wonderful to have that extra stuff in case I need a boost. I need some extra vitamin C. One time that was free, so I've got extra of that. So yeah. it's very much more flexible than a conventional job. And you can work from your car, your phone, your vacation. Christina talked about that earlier. And so it depends on how your business is set up is how you'll increase your pay while you enjoy your time off. So, you know, if you're a gold going on vacation, you're going to earn more money on vacations if you were a star going on vacation. So that makes a big difference. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. And you can make money retailing products to other people, kind of like the Avon person. I don't recommend that business model at all because that requires you to keep selling them something every single month and keep, you know, making sure that they get their products, and it's just a lot harder, and then they're paying more. So people like it better when they can get it wholesale and order it themselves. So I'm going to send it back to you, Christina, to talk about real income.
A lot of people wonder, you know, I'll give you a really good example. Somebody said, I've never heard anybody ever making money in a multi-level marketing business. And he said, I bet you will never make $5,000 in MLM. And he said, and I said, well, I will. And he said, well, when you do, I want to see that check because I don't believe it. I've never heard of anybody making any money in Young Living. Well, I'll tell you, I make far more than $5,000 a month, not a one-time $5,000. And when I did many years ago make my first $5,000 a month, I thought, you know what? I don't have to prove anything to this guy. And I never did show him my check. These are real life incomes. This is what you make when you hit the ranks, whatever ranks. So as a distributor, you know, when you first start out, I remember my first check was like $3.61 because I had shared the oils with somebody, and we didn't have a PSK back then, a premium starter kit back then. And so, you know, I was making $10 and $14, and our rank structure was a little bit different. But now, as a star, when you make star for the first time, your average income is about $261. And we're not going to get into the silver bound tonight, but if you make star for the first time, they're going to give you an additional $50, you know, for making star. My daughter just made executive, and they gave her a bonus of $250. And my other daughter made silver, and that bonus is a $1,500 bonus when you make silver. So we'll talk about silver bound in the future, you know, because we're going to do this business training every Thursday night. But I want you to take a look at this slide. A Royal Crown diamond makes over $1 million a year. That's what I call a millionaire. A crown diamond makes an average of $591,000. What annual income would change the way that you live your life? I'll tell you, platinum money is good money, and I'm happy. But I'm going for the diamond and the crown diamond and the Royal Crown diamond. Just take a look at those numbers. They're astounding. Okay, we did talk about some of the benefits of free time freedom, not having to work for anybody else, no income ceiling, that this income can be willable. Dana talked to you about not having any inventory, and all three of us have talked to you about how great it is building relationships with this business. You'll never have closer friends, I'm here to tell you. So Sandy, how do you make more money?
Well, that's what I'm here to tell you, Christina. Thank you very much. Okay, so how do you guys make money? Are you showing up for a job, working an hourly wage? I did that for a long time, and it was nice. But I have to tell you that with Young Living, you show up at your home. You show up wherever you need to be. But the way you make money is enrolling people, because whenever you enroll somebody with a premium starter kit, you get $50. You get them to understand and be on the Young Living lifestyle path by getting on Essential Rewards. So that, and you want to do that right out of the gate because it's the right thing to do. You really are disservicing people if you don't get them and tell them about the Young Living lifestyle and how amazing it is, because we are living healthier lives than our friends out there that are not on oils. We are living lives that are filled with relationships, with good relationships, that we have like-minded people around us. We have good energy around us. We have great products around us. So you want to share the lifestyle, because that is key to your business too, to find people that are wanting to get into the lifestyle and make orders every month. And then you are looking for people to do what you're doing, to look for team members that you can train and duplicate and motivate and encourage to do the same thing you're doing. You need to look for people that are like-minded like you are, that want to help others. And so you enroll people, you get them on Essential Rewards, and then you teach them how to enroll other people. It seems simple enough, doesn't it? It really is. Once you become a member yourself, which all of you are here, I'm pretty sure, if you didn't realize that by now, you have a little mini business opportunity sitting right in front of you. If you're attending this class, you're already a member, and then you have the ability to help others enroll just like you did. When you enroll someone with a premium starter kit, you get at least $50 as a referral bonus, which increases if they add into their kit. So they're going to get, if they get on Essential Rewards from the very get-go, when they buy their kit, they're going to get some kickback from it as well. You receive an additional $15 if they purchase a premium starter kit and join Essential Rewards at the same time. So not only do you get $50 for enrollment, but you get $15 more if you put them on Essential Rewards. And they're going to get a kickback too. So that's a total of $65 right off the bat. I will explain where the $50 comes from in follow-up classes so that you can tune in to future classes, because we're going to explain more about the compensation plan in future classes. For now, all you need to know is that you can refer others to join with a premium starter kit, and you get paid for doing that. Simply have them enter your member number. Everybody needs to know what their member number is. Have it all around on your business cards. If you don't have business cards and you want to do this, it's a great place to start. Get business cards with your member number on it. And then have them enter you with your member number as the sponsor and the enroller. And boom, you're good to go. You've got a business started. So now let's talk about Essential Rewards. If you aren't on Essential Rewards, get on that. It's like the first step to building your business. You need to be a product of the product. And the only way to do that is to use our products and order new things every month. So this is what helps you to become a product of the product by being on Essential Rewards. You're replacing the junk in your home with healthy, safe alternatives and showing others how to do that. Essential Rewards is what allows you to try new things and create stories to share with others. It's also the best deal for ordering. If you already are on Essential Rewards, you realize you're getting free stuff every month. Not only are you getting what you order, but Young Living loves back on you for ordering. So why not get on Essential Rewards? It's like the very best rewards plan in the whole network marketing industry. When your members are on Essential Rewards, they're ordering regularly, which means you're getting paid regularly. Your commissions come from orders placed by those under you. Does that make sense? Not what you're ordering, but what people under you are ordering. Lastly, you want those you've enrolled to be able to repeat this process themselves by showing other people. Show them how to share their stories, how to live their wellness lifestyle in front of others, and help others enroll. Show them how beneficial Essential Rewards is and why their friends need it too. Duplication is the key to this business and relationship building. So wash, rinse, repeat. That's how you grow your business. Okay, we're almost done. Drop a thumbs up if you're still with me, or drop me some kind of a yes if you're still with me. What is required of you to do the business? What's so amazing about this business is the startup cost and what's required of you to bring home a paycheck. You aren't shelling out thousands of dollars like we showed you in the other slides. There's thousands and thousands of dollars that people usually have to put up front to start a business and launch a company. The only thing you need is your Young Living membership, which costs as little as $35 for a basic starter kit. That is an insane low amount. After that, the only thing that's required of you to earn a Young Living paycheck and get all the bonuses and commissions available to you is to spend 100 PV a month. That's not much, folks. That 100 PV is going to bring products into your home that you need. You don't want to be going to Walmart and spending $50 to $100. Go to your Young Living store and buy clean, healthy products. Be a product of the product. You're going to have a story about every single amazing product in Young Living. Every single one. Our shampoo makes my hair shinier and healthier. Our skincare products make my skin look younger and healthier and less lines. My hand wash, it smells so good and it makes my hands so soft. There is a story behind every single product. So shop in your own store. If you're ordering things for your wellness lifestyle, that is easy to spend. $100 is not much a month. You don't have any minimum sales goals that you have to meet or quotas that you have to fill. So the pressure is not on you from Young Living, but you need to put a little on yourself to grow your business. Say yes to the business. And you aren't penalized if you decide to break away or step away. If you decide that Essential Rewards is not for you, you can stop at any time you want. This is all on your terms. Young Living makes it so easy. There is no pressure on anybody to do anything they don't want to do. So lastly, and perhaps most importantly, you need to be a product of the product. I've said it before. Your business won't ever grow if you never tell anyone about it. We will discuss sharing a bit more in the next few weeks. But I want to make sure you know how important it is to be living this wellness lifestyle in front of others. Talk about it. They're going to ask you why you smell so good. Tell them, I've discovered something so cool. Young Living, of the last 10 years of my life, it is the #1 thing that's changed my life more than anything else. It's life-changing, and you can tell people that. If you want to learn the ins and outs of the compensation plan, including terms and definitions, along with other available income opportunities, we're going to be doing follow-up classes in the future. So stick with us every Thursday. We're going to be here, the three of us, and we're going to be as excited to help you grow your business as you are excited to see paychecks coming in. So what has surprised you the most about the Young Living business side so far? What has surprised you? Have we surprised you at all, or did you know all of this? Dana, I'm going to turn it over to you for next steps.
All right. So the next step is to join Essential Rewards, like Sandy said. I mean, that she put it so well. But I want to tell you some things that you may not have thought about that are benefits of Essential Rewards. So you lead by example, and how are others supposed to see the value of Essential Rewards if you're not participating in it yourself? So you have to know how the program works so you know how to support them getting on it themselves. And you can start at 50 PV per month, but I would recommend jumping to at least 100 PV so you don't ever have to worry about qualifying for commissions when the time comes. Just get used to that $100. And that 100 PV, I mean, that's stuff like soap and toothpaste and laundry soap, and you're buying the stuff anyway, cleaner. I mean, you know, you're buying all this stuff anyway, so why not make it part of your business? And I want to tell you one of my favorite things. I do the 300 PV every month, so I get all the free stuff. Like I said earlier, I had all this free stuff. You wouldn't believe how much free stuff I have. It's incredible. And what that does, though, is that if you have a 100 PV order, That's what's required to get paid all of the commissions that are available. Well, guess what? You're in business, and if you can't earn a paycheck without having a 100 PV order, your order's a tax deduction. Now, how about doing that at Walmart for toothpaste and laundry soap? Mm-mm. If you got a bottle of peppermint and you open it up and break the seal on it and you give somebody a drop of peppermint oil, this is a business expense. I don't know what you're going to do with the other 99 drops in here. Doesn't matter. So why does that matter? Well, if you're working at a job making $60,000 a year, you're probably paying around $20,000 in taxes. I don't know, 15, 10. What if you make all these things that you're doing every day anyway, making a car payment or having car expenses, I should say, having telephone expenses, having, going out to eat with friends. Why not make that a tax deduction? So you can get your hard-earned money back. You have no idea the potential that's there waiting for you if you're making $60,000 a year and paying 30% in taxes or whatever. Any of it is, if you can save any of it, it's great. For doing a side hustle. I mean, come on. And I know that you can deduct your 100 PV order every month because my CPA deducts all of my orders, and we were audited. And the auditor said, well, what about the products that you consume? I said, I get 25% reward points back each month for free stuff. Plus I get free stuff each time I order each month. And that's what I consume. Everything else is a part of my business expense. And they were okay with that. So, oh my gosh, guys, come on. This is it. This is it for financial freedom for you and your family. You may not have thought about it like that. So you just want to start sharing. If you haven't already, talk about your successes and share the stories with others, or do it in person, do it online. If you had an experience, well, you got to be a little bit careful online. You can do it a little bit easier in person. But just live your wellness lifestyle in front of others, and they will take notice. I had recently had my hip was hurting really bad, and people were supporting me. I put it on Facebook, and people were supporting me. And then I figured out a product I could use that fixed it, and like instantly. And then I put that out there because I wanted people to know, I didn't go to my surgeon that I did call, but I couldn't get in. I didn't have to go to my surgeon. I was able to fix it myself with my Young Living stuff. And so I just put a post out there. So that's the kind of stuff that's sharing. And they're going to notice, and they're going to ask you, because I have somebody that I'm going to talk to Monday, because she's like, okay, what did you do? Because I need to know this. My husband has all this pain and I have pain. And I'm like, okay, I'll help you. You can host classes or workshops and connect people to the education that you've been given. You can bring them on these calls. Christina has a great call on Tuesdays where she goes over deep product information and health information in general. And then on Thursdays, we're doing the business side. Plug in your people to stuff that other people are doing if you're new. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. We're here for you, and we don't mind. This is a learn as you go type business. You'll get better. You'll get better. So you don't have to have a ton of resources available to you. Your upline or people that are above you, like me, and I have like 1,900 people under me. So I am there to support them, right? So yeah, well, I'm going to send it on back to Christina. We haven't heard from you for a few minutes.
Maybe that's a good thing. I just want to give you a couple of things to think about. First of all, thank you so much for joining us tonight. The people who are really successful in this business are the people who show up. And you guys showed up. And I'm really grateful for that. And I know that Dana is, and Sandy is as well. Show up, guys. We've got convention coming next week. So we are not going to be having a business training next week or a health training next week, because we're putting all of our energy into waiting for the new products and getting online training. And if you don't have a convention ticket yet, you can get in your back virtual office, and they still have a convention ticket available. So I thought they had sold out, or that the last day was June 5th, but people are still buying tickets. And you can get your virtual streaming for convention starting next Thursday at 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. Young Living will kick off their grand session. And we're really excited about all that. So we're going to resume business training on the 25th of June. We will resume, Christina will resume her health training on the 23rd of June. And I know that Dana and her group have their own training as well. And so if you're with Dana's group, you know, I know that you're getting a lot of great information out of that. And Sandy has her little videos she puts out in her training. But I really, really want you to know from my heart that we are grateful that you showed up, because there is success waiting to come out of you. Thanks, and have a good evening.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Stop the recording.
Thank you, guys.